Hey guys, as I've been walking today, I've been thinking to myself what I wanted to talk about. I really wanted to do a live feed, but where I'm at, I don't have any reception to do a live feed, so I'm recording it. But what I thought about is I wanted to talk about safeguarding our marriage, really locking it up and protecting it from all the folks, all the people out there that want to destroy it, accidentally destroy it, that come and do it as intruders and just bring triumph into our relationship. We'll go to great lengths to like lock up our guns and safes so they don't hurt people. We make laws after it, right? Or we'll hide our jewels, our precious diamonds, or we'll put those in safes. We'll even insure them in the event that they get lost or stolen. But we won't make the same investment to protect our marriage, right? There's no such thing as marriage insurance. There's no such thing as a safe to put your marriage in, right? Or is there? Well, as I've walked over these days, in the last, I don't know, almost 400 miles, I've thought a lot about it, and it keeps coming to my mind. How do we safeguard our marriage? How does this happen? How do you get married to someone that you were with? I've been with Sonia for 17 years, but how do you be with someone for 7 years, then get married to them after the 7 years on this great foundation and end up spending another, 7 years together and end up where we're at, right? How does it happen? Well, what happens is when you get married, it's the merging of two groups of friends and two families, two cultures, sometimes two different religions, right? Oh, check this out. Look at this little newt. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Sorry, guys. Had to show you the newt. Anyways, another one. Jeez Louise. So, how do we safeguard our marriage in this situation, right? We go into these marriages where we marry in different families, different friends, different cultures, different religions sometimes. So, when you're dating someone, all your friends and all your family, they are actually out there championing you. They're helping you. They want this relationship to succeed. They're saying good things about you. They have their best shoes on and, helping the relationship flourish with this person that you're courting, right? But then comes a day where everyone's excited. Oh, wow, I'm just surrounded by nature right now, guys. I don't know if you can see it, but there's two beautiful deer right there, right behind me. There they are. All right. Hey, guys. But so you run into this marriage with a full heart and all the clarity in the world. It's the best thing to do in the world. And run into this. Your friends cheer you down the aisle and everybody's clapping and yelling, right? And then you get married. And you created this new union, this new family. You became one. You became flesh and bone. And people do speeches and they invite you into their family and tell you they love you on both sides of the family. But as this marriage goes, your priorities change. They shift. You and your wife are now each other's number one priority. Your marriage is your number one priority and comes second only to God, right? And then you start working on having kids. And in our case, we had some hardships, and like many couples do, I've learned. But we lost a couple babies along the way. And we were successful, and we have two beautiful, beautiful children now, beautiful family. But you work on those things and your priorities change and you really focus on your own family, and time becomes mission critical, right? And so those friends and those family that you used to spend so much time with start hurting. They feel sad. They feel left out. Here's another newt. They feel sad and they feel left out. It's just a whole mess of them. But they feel sad and they feel left out. And they'll start complaining to your spouse. You know, they'll start complaining that, you know, your spouse took you away from them. They're too controlling, they're too this. They'll even tell you that, you know, the extracurricular activities you do, you don't even like them, and whatever. All sorts of complaints, right? So as it happens and the marriage continues to grow and flourish, your friends and your family, some of those people start having resentment towards your spouse, and they start having hurt feelings with them, even though it's not your spouse's fault. It's really just the fact that you got married and you created a new family with someone else, and you're growing in your own life, right? And so then you come back to your own marriage, and when you're working with each other and you run into that rut and you have that hardship, right? Now the husband and wife go back to those same brothers and sisters and friends, right? And they complain about their marriage. You know, they start saying their own complaints. And those people that they go and they confide in have been wounded because they feel abandoned, like when this marriage happened, that they were left alone. And so they don't always come with an objective perspective. In fact, more than likely they don't. And they'll complain about your husband or your wife. And they'll actually jump at the opportunity to have their friend back, or their sister back, or their brother back, right? And they want that back. Maybe they're not happy in their own lives, right? They say misery loves company, right? So if there's a situation where your best friend or somebody is either getting a divorce or divorce, there's a good chance that that person's disenfranchised with the sanctity of marriage. And if you talk to them during your situations and your problems, you're letting in a huge can of worms that statistically show automatically take your chances of survival to almost nil, because the chances of divorce jumps up 70%. So how do we safeguard our marriage? How do we do that? Well, first, you got to recognize this problem, right? You got to really understand it and recognize that I got married. I joined with this woman or this man, and we're flesh and bone. And we have children together. We are a family, we are a union, and our bond and our marriage and the sanctity of our marriage comes second only to God. So you got to recognize that. You got to vocalize it. You got to say it. I'm just walking up on all sorts of wildlife. Right there, 2 deer. Hey guys. But you got to vocalize it and you got to say it. My marriage comes second to only God. Right? And once you say that with conviction, you've already liberated yourself. And secondly, you got to bring God into your marriage. Spirituality and God is so important. And I was so lucky. I don't even realize how lucky I was that my parents would take me to church every Sunday. Me and my brother to church, you know, get us baptized, took us to, you know, Bible school and Sunday school, and our whole youth growing up, right? It was a part of our life. And there's statistics that show that families that go and pray together stay together more than the families that don't. And so we can safeguard our marriages by first recognizing that your marriage and your relationship with your spouse comes above all, and understanding the dynamics have shifted in all the relationships that ripple out, all the brothers and sisters and the friends. All those relationships are not important. They don't have the same importance of your marriage. The whole dynamic has changed, right? And then most importantly, we must bring God into our families. We must lead. And us as kings, us as men, that's our job, is to lead our family spirituality and lead our family to God, and to bring God into our family, bring prayer to the dinner table, bring prayer when you go to bed, and go and worship at a church. Those things are where we learn the very core values and shine the light on the importance of our marriage and the importance of unconditional love to our wives and our husbands. It's really where we get the foundation, not only for our family today, but where our children learn it for theirs in the future, like I did from my folks and from them taking me to church. So, all I want to say is, recognize that your relationship with your spouse is the number one relationship in your life, only second to God. And then realize that you must bring God into your marriage and into your house and worship God and learn the lessons of Jesus and God, so that you can actually implement those with your children and your wife or your husband and truly safeguard our relationships and our marriages and our families from those who don't want it to work. All right, guys, love you, and I'll be back live tomorrow talking about another subject of how we can benefit marriage and take a stand for marriage together. Love you guys. Bye.